Hello and welcome to round 2 of The Convicted. So what we're going to do is, first things first, we have to move our first player marker over to the counterfeiter. And what are our priorities for this round? Well, our priorities are to build that level 2 barracks. Oh, I'm sorry, I put it on. I was in the middle of my planning. So we don't have a level 2 barracks yet. We need to build one, and in order to make archers. So that's our priority. Is we need archers, and we need a level 2 barracks. We also need walls for the south and the west. And that is our situation. We start with the counterfeiter, who has the ability to convert resources to other things. In order to build our level 2 barracks, we do need a brick. So the counterfeiter has a whole lot to do, and one of them is he has to build his wall. This is very unfortunate that he's the one that's going first, but let's figure out what he should do. I think what he will do is, first of all, he has to build that wall. That wall is probably the top priority. So I had already pre-selected it because I was so determined that that's what he has to do. So we're going to build a wall for 1 action and 1 wood. And again, if you're ever concerned, you just look on there, 1 wall, level 1 wall costs 1 wood. Okay. His next action, we don't have the barracks built yet. To build a barracks, you need 4 wood and 1 stone. So his next 2 actions are both going to be resource gathering. So he's going to gather 4 wood. And in doing so, he's going to convert 3 of them using his free special ability into stone. So now we have 3 stone and 1 wood. And then before he ends his turn, he will pass those on to the deserter. So the deserter, for his very first action, he will, here, let's put these on him to show that they have not been spent yet. For his first action, he will build that barracks for 4 wood and 1 stone. He cannot build it yet, so he will do a resource recruit action. Then he has 4 wood. Then he will spend 4 wood and 1 stone. And he finally builds the level 2 barracks. Probably much later than most other players would have done so by this point in the game. Maybe I prioritized that library a little too much, but it'll all work out. Okay, so that's his third action, to build that barracks. Now, no, that wasn't his third action. He gathered resources, he built the barracks. His third action is he's going to go get more resources again, 2 wood, because he has a free action of recruiting. So he's going to spend 1 wood and get our first archer. And then he's going to pass his resources to the pickpocket. It's now the pickpocket's turn. Okay, pickpocket has a lot of things to do. One of them is it would be nice to build some buildings. It would be preferably nice that it doesn't have to gather resources to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to build the chapel and the sorcerer's tower with the pickpocket. And the chapel costs 1 wood, 1 stone. Sorcerer's tower costs 2 stone. Now, the pickpocket gets to take a discount of 1 resource. So he's going to do stone for both, or she. So we're going to do 1 wood and not the 1 stone for the chapel. And then 1 stone instead of 2 for the Sorcerer's Guild, or Mage Guild, or whatever you want to call it. So has resources left over. So we're going to do that. Here is the chapel. And with the chapel level 1, we get a protection spell. If one of our guys dies, we can use this spell to basically prevent the death. And we can wait we don't have to you don't have to be a Swami and figure out which one's going to die. It's just the moment that a guy dies, we can just say, nope, not going to happen. All right, and then the Sorcerer's Tower, or the Mage Tower, if you will. It's not even a tower, it's just a series. Well, I guess there's a tower there. You get this little spell here, which is called Hail of Stones. So just think of it as, remember when we use those stones to kill the wolves? It's an extra attack. So we get to use stones twice, basically. And then for the final magic trick of the pickpocket, because we built 2 buildings, for the final trick, we're going to spend the last wood and get an archer. Okay, now we move to the smuggler. Smuggler is going to use his special ability, always use it, to get 4 wood. Then he's going to use one ability to build a level 1 wall, and the other ability to build an archer. So we have an archer, and then we have the western wall, which I've also pre-selected because that's our priority. Okay, now we are, last but not least, oh no, we're at the end. That is the very end. So we've just finished our action phase, and once again, there's a million actions we still want to do. Okay, so now we get to roll die, see what beasts or what monsters are attacking us. So I rolled a 5, that's a reroll. Another reroll. Another reroll. 4. We are being attacked by the Wolfmen. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Wolfmen are coming to our door. So we get out our little chart. The Wolfmen are right here. Round 2 means we're going to get a javelin thrower and spearman. So remember, the /1 means, so basically all 4 directions. Doesn't matter because the numbers are exactly the same. So, so 1 and 1 and 2 and 2. Okay, so we're going to grab 4 and 2, 2, 2, and 2. So all 4 directions. And over there. Okay, so what does all that mean? So let's look at the Wolfmen and study our opponent here. The black cubes are the throwers. They're like sling throwers. So basically they're really weak, but they do a ranged attack of 1. So we got to worry about them. The spearmen have a super strong strength if they're at the front, but they're pretty weak otherwise. So all in all, this is going to be an okay round. We should do okay with this particular round. So now we get to put our guys out. So the deserter is going to leave his 3 guys there, and he's going to put 1 in this corner. And then the pickpocket will put 1 there. And then the smuggler will put 1 there. Like so. And everybody is going to leave their spearmen exactly the way they are. Okay, so without further ado, let's get to it. So step 1, defenders range units attack. That's us. So we basically, what we do is we decide, okay, I want to attack this zone, and I get a choice. I can attack this zone with 1 archer, the other archer, or both. Because those are the only 2 archers that have range to here. That archer up in that corner up there can only hit to the east and to the north. So here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to, this archer is going to attack here. That archer is going to attack to the east. This archer is going to attack to the west, and I'm going to leave the north undefended. The reason I'm doing that is, first of all, I have to pick one direction my archers are not going to attack. That's the first problem I have. The second problem I have is These archers have no tower to defend them. This archer, when he attacks, there's a possibility he may choose to attack an undefended, like a level 0 wall, which means he's going to get to kill something. So we want to protect these two archers because they're undefended. Now that one is also undefended, but the probability of rolling and having that one selected is much lower than having 2 towers, because it's possible he could select that tower where there's nobody at all. So that's the first thing. The second one is, if you look at the north gate there, I have 3 spearmen, whereas I only have 2 everywhere else. So the north gate is more well protected, if you will. So without further ado, let's do this. So we're going to start here. He's going to attack to the south. So this is just a simple math problem. We go to our archer. I'm looking at the wrong sheet. Our archer has a ranged attack value of 1, so he does 1 damage. And our wolfmen, as we noticed, have an endurance value of 1. So here and there, both the thrower and the spearman all have an endurance value of 1. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill the thrower because they have range attack. These two do not. So I'm going to take that out. Now I'm going to go to the west. He's doing the same thing. There's no dice rolling. It's just 1 damage and 1 kill. And then we're going to kill this guy over here. So the only one that's left that has range attack is up in the north. And guess what? Invaders' range units attack. So he's going to get to attack right now. And here's the selecting target roll. So range unit's going to select his target. He rolled a 2. What does that mean? A 2 means he's attacking the wall. So he's going to shoot his arrows or his slings at the wall. Now he does 1 damage because he's just like our archer. He does 1 damage. However, our spearmen, they have 1 endurance. So normally he would kill a spearman. However, I may not have explained the walls very well, but since there's a level 1 wall here, the wall adds another endurance. So that spearman actually has 2 endurance instead of just 1. So if there were 2 archers there, one of our spearmen would have died because those 2 archers get to combine their attack strength. But there's only 1. So basically the wall protected our spearmen and nothing happened. Nobody died. Now I know some of you are thinking, oh, but look, that archer was the only one he could have killed, so why would he be so dumb and not attack that archer? These are wolfmen. I don't know how many wolfmen you've met in your life, but let's not assign intelligence to something that is a fantastic creature we've never met before. That's all I can say. They chose to attack the wall. These guys are sitting there going neener, 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 and they are basically immune to the attack. Enjoy it while it lasts, because by round 20, we're going to be wishing we had that situation. So that range attacker does nothing. And again, I played the odds, and the odds worked in my favor. I did that intentionally. Okay, so now we skip phase 3 and 4 because there are no siege machines yet. Step 5, regroup the enemy to the foreground zone. So what that means is, just like before, everybody's moving up. So we got enemies moving up. And then over here to the west, they're moving up. Sorry, I'm trying to do this while looking through the camera. And then they're going to move up here. Now, it's interesting because there's a gate here and there's like a side. It doesn't matter what side they're on. Don't worry about that. Now, the archer stays in the background. He does not move up. Okay, next. Defenders, ranged units, second attack, step 6. Okay, so now we got to do a second attack. So this is where it gets fun and interesting. So I'm going to continue, like this guy's going to attack west. He does a 1 damage attack. The wolfmen, the gray units, have, sorry for the zooming issue, have a 1 endurance. So, which is indicated, apologize, right there, 1 endurance. So one archer does kill one gray unit, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So this one is killed. One is killed here from that archer, and that's it. I am going to now go to this archer up in the north. He has a lot of choices. We can go after those two, we can go after those two, or we can take that guy out way back there. And that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill the ranged unit instead of the ones that are at the wall. That range unit did have the ability to kill him if the rolls weren't against me. And why was that important? It is important because in step 6 we do our ranged attack, but in step 8 that ranged unit from the attacker gets to go. So he would have gotten a second round of volley of slingshots at us. So I killed him before he could do number 8. Step 7, regroup defenders. That means we get to move our defenders around the board. I am not moving anybody. Everybody's staying put. So now we get to skip step 8 because I killed their black cube out there, their slingshot guy. Now we form combat groups, and then we use our stones. Okay, so combat groups are simple. There's only one there. This is going to form one behind the other. Same up there, one behind the other, etc. So let's use our stones. We'll start with the south wall first. I rolled a 1, so 1 unit died. I rolled a 1. That's all I need. In fact, the stones can't miss. They're going to kill at least 1. Here I rolled a 2. Perfect. I get to kill 2 of them. And then on the north side, I rolled a 3, so I killed all 3. Every unit on the field is dead. We once again didn't have to do melee combat. In fact, we even had a spell here where we could have used stones a second time, and we didn't even need it. So those stones, so far, are saving us. Well, the archers aren't doing bad themselves either. Okay, so we just defeated the Wolfmen in round 2. I would say that for round 2, the Wolfmen were probably the best and easiest option. The Barbarians actually had a tough round. The Beasts would have been brutal. In fact, I've lost scenarios against the Beasts in round 2. We may have lost this scenario against the Beasts in round 2. They are tough. But anyways, we had the Wolfmen and we won. And let's go Wolfmen round 2. The reward is 3 wood. So I will collect 3 wood. 1, 2, 3, and I will give them 1, 2, and 3. All right, so then we just collect our actions back. Move the first player marker to the deserter, and we move to round 3. Thank you for watching. Tune in next time for round 3.